Hello and welcome to our demo on PWAs. We'll give everybody a couple seconds here to get situated and we'll go ahead and move forward. Okay, we're going to be talking about PWAs today, give a little bit of demo and an overview of what we can do with PWAs, and then a little bit more about Arreya. So first off, let's start. What is Arreya? So Arreya is a cloud-based digital signage service. And what that means is you have the ability to view the content anywhere that you have a modern web browser or maybe a mobile device, cell phone, tablet, computer, laptop, whatever it is. If it has a modern web browser, you have the ability to view your digital signage content pretty much anywhere. The other great part about having a cloud-based digital signage service that you can view everywhere is that you can edit the content everywhere also. So that means, once again, if you're at home or whether you're at school or in the office, making changes to the content is very easy. Once again, as long as you have a device that has an internet connection, you can very easily go in there and make changes to it. The other great things about it, once again, it is device friendly, which is one of the main, or mobile device friendly, which is one of the main things we're going to be talking about here in a second, which is PWAs. And on top of that, we have the ability to lock down the content, so only a list of approved users or approved devices that you pre-approve can view that content too. We have a lot of really cool integrations, including Google integrations, so we can bring in Google Slides presentations, Google Sheets, or Forms. We can bring in a lot of cool different integrations from other services too, like Twitter, or maybe an RSS feed that pulls in a news service from your web, or news service, or an announcements feed from your website. A lot of cool ways to bring in content from other sources. On top of that, we can also do live streams. We also can bring in a lot of different, once again, integrations from a ton of different services. Some other key aspects, key points about Arreya, it's license free. So you have the ability to do a month to month. You can use a credit card or a purchase order. There's no commitment. It's really easy to get started. On our website, which the URL is going to be available in our virtual booth description and also at the end of this presentation, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial and fully test drive the software for 30 days. All the widgets are there and everything, so you can get a feel for what it's like before you actually commit moving forward with the software. The other thing we can do is we can also track analytics. So viewers on that PWA or viewers on that mobile device that are accessing your content, we have the ability to see what they're clicking on. You can get an idea of the popular pages, how long people are spending on it, where people are at that are looking at the content too. Another really cool feature of Array is the ability to schedule your presentations as well. So Array works in a what we call a channel-based idea. So you have an Array channel, which is sort of like a TV channel, and then inside of that TV channel, you'd have your TV shows, or in the case of Array, you have what's called a presentation. So you can change up the content throughout the day. So using that same URL, students or teachers could visit it in the morning, 8 a.m. to 8:15. You can give morning announcements, and then after that, switch to normal announcements. So you have the ability to create sort of like a TV channel that changes throughout the day, but they still access the same app. They still use that same URL to visit the content. The other cool part about Array is we are a Google partner. So one of our preferred devices is Google Chrome devices because it's really easy to deploy content to those devices. The other really cool part about that, and it once again ties into PWAs, is the ability to install the PWA by policy. So that means student Chromebooks or staff devices that are enrolled through device policy. You can automatically install your channel as an app on those devices by policy. So whenever they log in or whenever they enroll their device in your domain, it can automatically have your application or your signage installed on their device. So Arreya is extremely useful for schools too. We have a wide presence in schools for a lot of different use cases. A couple of the ideas, some of the things that schools use it for are, welcome displays in the entrance lobby, hallway communication. So throughout the school, announcements or even live streams that they want to take over all the screens in the building, you can do that too. Menus, student messaging, showing off student projects, Hall of Fame, those type of designs, even interactive content too can be done with Arreya. Live events, we talk about live streams. We have the ability to take over all the screens, with a live stream too from YouTube or a ton of other different sources. And then on the interactive side, you also have the ability to do donor displays as well, or Hall of Fame displays. So what is a PWA? So PWA stands for Progressive Web App. And what it is it's the ability to install your website. A general description is the ability to install your website as if it were a native application on your desktop. Now, what's cool is Arreya gives you the ability to set up your own channel, and you have a customized URL, or sort of like a customized website just for your Arreya channel. So what we give the ability for you to do is install that channel as if it were a native app on their device. So they would have a shortcut on their phone, or their Chromebook, or even Windows, or Mac PC. They have the ability to launch your content, go straight to your channel just by clicking an icon on the desktop. Another great part about it is the ability to use device policies to install that PWA by policy. So that means, once again, students' Chromebooks or even teacher Chromebooks that are enrolled in your domain, you can have it automatically launch that application on start even, or just pin it down to the taskbar. So when they log in, they have a quick link that goes right to your Arreya channel where you can post, all of your news, all of your announcements, upcoming events, or live streams, all of your content. Another really cool part about PWAs is that it works on pretty much any device with a modern web browser. So whether that's Chrome and extension of that Chrome OS, or Safari, Firefox, Android, iOS devices, PWAs work with, and you have the ability to install them as if they were a native application on the device. Another really big factor, another really big feature of PWAs is the ability to do push notifications. So what you have the ability to do is send out a notification when you update content or whenever you choose. So that way you can tell the user that there's a live stream coming up at 9 a.m. and send them out a notification so they know to open the app and check in at 9 a.m. You can also use notifications, once again for updates, or if you want to send out an alert to all the devices, you have the ability to send push notifications to those devices. So another great thing about PWAs is, once again, just the ability to get that content in the hands of as many people as possible wherever they're at. So this can be in a wide number of places throughout the school or even at home. So once again, since you can use it on pretty much any device, you can use it outside the building, you can use it inside. There's a lot of different use cases for what you can use the content for, whether it's in the classroom or live streaming events. And then even if in sort of the hybrid schooling, you have the ability to view the content, once again, whether they're at the school, and then they can view the same content once they get home, once again, just using that PWA or just by sharing that channel URL with them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at a live demonstration of what a PWA might look like, demonstrate sort of walking up to the screen and scanning a QR code and bringing up the content right on a mobile device. In this short demo, we're going to be showing you how you can view your content on other devices and install your Arreya channel as an application through what's called a Progressive Web App, or PWA for short. First, I'm going to show you how you can use Arreya's QR code feature to allow a user visiting your signage to open the content right on their mobile device. The QR code in this example is a link to the Arreya channel that you see here. On most modern smartphones, when you visit a site that supports PWAs, you will be prompted to add the application to the home screen or simply to install the app. This installs the same content that you see in the browser as an application on the phone for quick access later. Here on this Chromebook, we also have the PWA installed by Google Device Policy. So any user in this organization will automatically have a shortcut to the application on their computer, and they can launch it by simply clicking the icon down in the taskbar. We also have the same content from earlier showing on this tablet, which is just showing another form factor and what the content might look like on a different device. Your Arreya channel can be installed as a PWA, and you can take advantage of this great feature right now. You can change your application's icon, theme color, and other settings to customize it for your brand. Utilizing Arreya's PWA feature is just another great way to spread your message to the widest audience possible. So that was a quick demonstration of what a PWA might look like in a live scenario where you have the ability to put up a QR code or send out a URL, or physically print a URL that somebody can bring up on their smartphone and view the same content in flash and live in person. So this is the same content that we just saw there in the demo. So once again, we saw the QR code that could be up on a screen, or you could print that out that somebody can scan it and then come and look at the content. So this example here would maybe be, in this example, this is sort of emulating like a county building, but this could also be a campus. This could also be just a general information board in portrait orientation that works nice on mobile devices, once again, in portrait mode. So in this case, it's a pretty simple, large buttons that look good and work well on mobile devices. So it's a pretty simple navigation menu. There's 4 options at the bottom. And in this case, this is once again emulating a building where you might have information about parking or departments or where they need to go in the building. So this is a very mobile app look and feel. So nice big buttons, once again, so it's really easy to use on a mobile device, a touchscreen device, like a smartphone. And this could be all kinds of different information. It doesn't necessarily have to be a directory. You could even go as far as posting, once again, student accomplishments, student projects, or even like a Hall of Fame for sports or different activities. The other cool thing about this is, once again, we have the ability to embed live streams and a ton of different integrations in Arreya. So this doesn't necessarily have to be static content. This could be a library of videos, for example. So each link could go to a different section where you have a bunch of different YouTube videos or live streams even embedded in there. So you could even use it as sort of a book or a directory, a way to organize content or different information that you need to get out there. Now, another good example is this one here, which is a sort of a remote learning or remote, a way to communicate information with parents and students when they're at home. So the cool part about this, and what we'll see here, is there's a mix between landscape and portrait content. So this landscape example here might be what is playing on the majority of the screens, sort of like a screensaver most of the time. But once you bring up that content on a mobile device, or if it was installed as a PWA, you have the ability to get into this portrait orientation or this portrait mode that works better on a mobile phone or a tablet in portrait orientation. So in this case, we can go in and they have the ability to post announcements, once again, events coming up, whether that's, Google Calendar or whatever service they choose to pull those from. And they can also, once again, post, news too. So this could be, a newsletter that they scan and upload, or it could be, a PWF or Google Slides presentation that already exists that they can bring in here to, once again, keep people up to date with upcoming news and what's going on at the school. And the other thing they can do is they can also post forms. So maybe this is something for transportation. This could be a t-shirt order form or something. They can embed using Google Forms, and then without having to print out a physical printout of the form and send it home and trying to worry about shipping that, mailing it back and forth, they can do it all just right on their smartphones. They can fill out the form and then send it in without, once again, having to do any paper correspondence whatsoever. So real quickly, we're going to hop in and look at how we can set it up so our presentation or so our channel can be configured as a PWA. So the really cool part about this is every single Arreya channel can be installed as a PWA. And then in your project settings, you have the ability to customize the title description and then the icon and also your brand color too. So you can change sort of the overall color, and it depends on which different platforms choose different colors, but it's the overall brand color. So it'll change like the taskbar, or it'll change the address bar at the top, once again, depending on the platform. And the actual process to install a PWA is super easy as well. So if you were to visit any of these channels, your channel URL, once again, Arreya has a customizable channel URL. So when you create an Arreya channel, you get a customized URL up here that's specific to just your channel. So in this case, we don't have anything in here yet, so we'll hop back and we'll just schedule a demo presentation just so we can see what it would look like when we go to install our PWA. So underneath the content menu in the presentation section here, I just have a couple templates that I've made in here just from playing around. And we'll go into the schedule section, and I'll just make a quick schedule that runs for this entire week. And we'll choose this demo presentation right here, just so we have some content scheduled so we can see what it would look like. So now this URL here, there's a link to it back on the My Channel page, will take you right to your Arreya channel. And this is the same content that you can also pair to devices and show on a wide range of different platforms. But on this case, since I'm on a Chrome base, or once again, whether this is Chrome on Windows or iOS, Android device, you'll be prompted to install the application as if it were a PWA or as if it were a native application. So in this case, just up here in the address bar, you'll see this plus icon here. On mobile devices, usually it'll pop up and prompt you to install it. It depends a bit depending on the platform. So in this case, I'll go ahead and I'll install my channel as if it were an app. So now what we see here is we see this app window that pops up, and we can resize it, obviously. And then down here on the taskbar, now we have an icon that's created for this app. So this is the icon that you can customize. You can also change the name of it and also the brand color, this bar up here. Once again, it depends on what platform it's on. It'll change sort of the look and feel of it. So then in this case, I can pin this icon, so I can come back to it later just by clicking on this icon. Or if it were a managed device, you also have the ability to install this application by default for all of your users or all of your students, or by mobile device policy too. So if you do have mobile devices like Android or iOS that are enrolled into your mobile device policy, you can force install this app on those devices so they can get to it just by clicking on that icon. So that was a quick overview of PWAs and how they can be used in classroom and then also in person. If you have any more questions, we have a lot more information on our website, www.arreya.com. We also have links and contact info in our booth demo information page, so feel free to check that out. We also have a giveaway going on too, so feel free to stop by our virtual booth information section and sign up there. If you do have any questions or need any more technical support, once again, the contact information is available on our website, and it's also on the screen right here. We love phone calls, so you're more than welcome to give us a phone call. Or if you have any technical questions, support@arreya.com, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. I appreciate your time today. We'll stick around for a little bit, see if there's any questions. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your week, and once again, we appreciate your time.